the true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh, select someone. Okay, I am really gonna stick it to this girl, Celeste.
Here's my answer.
BAM!
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yep.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Her accent changed when she sounded angry.
Pardonnez-moi.
French! Okay, she's French. I was thinking like the accent sounded really French, but then she actually says French words, so I was like, yep, French, okay. Now that mystery is solved for me, thank God. But she could be one of those people that really likes French culture and pretends to be French, but is in actuality just, you know, isn't from France at all, don't have a French accent and just pretends to.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The paper hidden, no, encountering the suspicious individual, the screaming.
Shoot!
No? Fuck, it wasn't the screaming, then it was the middle one. God damn it.
I got it!
They both said that. That's true. They both
behavior
encountered
they had in
it.
common has to do with the suspicious
They
individual
both
in the
screamed
suit,
too, though, right?
doesn't it?
I guess I was too quick to think there, but yeah, that's true. They both saw the suspicious individual. Like, it's almost perfectly planned. Like, oh yeah, let's take a picture of Hifumi with the Robo Justice as proof, and then Celeste is like, oh yeah, I took a picture. Huh.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
True.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Oh my fucking god, Byakuya. Are you seriously pulling that right now? I did most of the work here. Now you're gonna just run away with the... When like someone has finally given you the answer, then you're just like gonna run away with like, yeah, no, I took it. I solved this murder. The adults are talking now. Shush, kids, shush.
Sorry.
Even though the quote-unquote kids came up with the right answer.
As he said,
he's
only
running away with the
Celeste
glory.
and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yep, it's all perfectly scripted, perfect plan that was supposed to be foolproof.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow. I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
she let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
She just saw something and it just ran away. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you, yeah. I saw him. That strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. Yeah, so that's just to get us to, you know, to lead us there.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yep. Yeah! That was Hifumi, and then everybody goes down. They just made us run around so much. I gotta hand it to them. This was a pretty good plan. I mean, obviously not. It wasn't a foolproof plan but that was mainly due to the execution. I feel like the plan that they set out could have worked, right? It definitely could have like been fooled all of us, but the execution just wasn't that clean. Fumi's in the nurse's office. Yeah, alright, let's go there. And I'm running back and forth.
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
That was something that I was questioning, right? The fact that whether it was a coincidence or really planned. And they seem to have planned it as well. Wow, I really gotta hand it to them. It was a great fucking plan.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
True. Oh, wow. Yep. Then why don't we split into 2 groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura. See? She left the capture of it because she knows she's not gonna run after it because she knows it's not even running around. So she's just gonna have Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura run after something that's not even there around, so that she is going to be in the nurse's office and can execute her plan with Hifumi.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
Ha ha ha! What you gotta say now, huh, girl?
And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on.
Sounds kind of fake.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Huh.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Yep.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
True. Yep. She wanted to put the thought in our head, you know, give us the idea to make us not even doubt that there is a possibility that he's not dead. If someone just quickly screams the word like, "Oh, he's been dead," everybody immediately will jump to the conclusion himself, like, "Oh yeah, maybe they're probably dead because that person said they were dead," you know, because that's just the first thing that you start to think of.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
Yep.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't
Yeah,
bother
right.
trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Ooh, what's the mistake?
Oh, did I?
She's awfully calm about this though. I feel like there might be another twist that turns out maybe Celeste didn't kill Hifumi, but I feel like this was their plan. The plan, up until the point, everything about the plan, having Hifumi kill this, blah blah blah, I feel like that is true. But whether Celeste actually is the person that killed Hifumi, I'm not 100% certain about. I feel like there might be a twist there too.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. Those guys, huh?
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
She shouldn't have known, yep.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Byakuya said that Celeste's comments doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? What is he alluding to? Monokuma file number 3.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
When she said that, she should only have known about Hifumi's death and not about Taka's. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
All I said was...
The
they must
Monokuma
really
file
be
number 3 is
enjoying
really
this.
useless. I feel like we gotta...
Enjoying the
because
sight
it
of
doesn't
us
have any
standing
information.
around, frightened and
We gotta soak up another
confused.
bullet.
They must be- We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes.
What was so
Strange.
strange
So we
about
gotta soak up
Celeste's
this,
comment?
for sure. Because that contradicts the fact that she said those guys.
Really enjoying the sight
She let
of us.
that
They must
slip.
be- We are going to die.
Just...
Bam.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
So she couldn't have seen either.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Haha. Gotcha.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
I was kind of questioning earlier, like, why is she so calm about this? But she has one of the best poker faces in the world, right? So it's not strange at all that she's calm, considering the fact that all the odds are against her right now.
Imagination.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Are you claiming you saw Kyoko?
Then what about the picture I took?
It's obviously staged.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Celeste can't put it on because Hina couldn't put it on either. But the timer thingy might make sense.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away.
I wouldn't say it's unassailable.
If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Mainly because it's not a word in my vocabulary. And I'm definitely not gonna start using it now, but yeah.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Photoshop!
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
See, that is what I mean. Like, she is so quick to just hammer down on one point specific. So like, nope, that's not possible. She's not even looking at even the slightest possible chance that it might be something else, you know? I just feel like in these situations you can't be 100% sure. You need to look at the 0.1% and the 1% as well as a possible outcome, as a possible, you know, thing that might have happened. Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi and the suspect are dancing, Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking. This one, Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. It could be
A gun!
because he was knocked
It's
out,
not
right?
a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
It's the other way around because he was knocked out. Hiro was knocked out.
I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Yeah.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
The strange thing I find about that though is the fact that the picture appears to be taken in a rec room. The rec room is on the 3rd floor, and the pool in which Hiro was eventually, you know, shoved into the locker is on the 2nd floor. So there might be a slight contradiction there, or Hifumi actually did all that hard labor by carrying him up from the 1st floor up to the 3rd floor and then back down to the 2nd floor. Like, poor Hifumi, he did a lot of physical labor and hard work to then only get betrayed by Celeste. Dang, I feel bad for Hifumi.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Is it?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Alright, educate me, you entitled princess. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Message, Robo, Justice costume, the blueprint. Probably
You
the
dressed me up
costume.
in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
No, the suit.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
It is either the suit or the blueprint, because the blueprint said it had to bend at the arms, right? If I remember right, Hina said that she couldn't bend at the waist.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had you tried to make me look like the
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing. If the person inside the suit, there's no way they could. Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit.
No way!
What?
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
The costume or the blueprint?
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight!
It's
You
about
tried to make me
carrying,
look
so...
like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
I think it can because that's just how it was created, right?
No, that's wrong.
Because it doesn't bend.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake.
Oh, that was planned.
I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Where's your poker face now, Celeste?
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Ho ho ho.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
Checkmate?
She still has something up her sleeve? Or she's gone officially crazy?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
See, she's a fake Frenchie.
Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box? Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu. Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
Why did her voice sound like a pipsqueak just now?
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Why Yasuhiro? Everybody just called him Hiro, right?
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
What?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're
Taro
only
Bun?
making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Holy crap, this is a side of Celeste we've never seen before.
Kyoko,
We saw glimpses of
What
it,
do you mean
not
by
like
that?
this.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He gave everyone names, he said people's last names, he said for serious a lot. No, he gave everyone nicknames. It's gotta be this one, right? Yeah, he always said Naegi. Yeah,
I
he did.
got it!
He did.
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Yasuhiro.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to,
Yasuhiro, what?
and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name
right.
is.
Yasuhiro Celeste? No. What was it? Celeste von Brandenburg? No, that's from Amnesia. I don't know.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
It is a loser's name according to you, which is probably why you changed it in the first place to Celeste, right?
Well, do I?
Holy crap, she's about to drill a hole into all of us with her hair.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia
that's what she said.
Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celestia Ludenberg. That sounds like a weird name too, though. Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. What can we do, though? Spaller's Hammer... E-handbook! Oh, her real name is gonna be in the e-handbook, right?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
She said it was gonna be useful at some
He wanted us to know
point.
the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Holy crap, it's in reverse.
How long do you plan to
Upside
go on
down.
pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
The
that's
e-handbook,
the
we do.
only truth there is! Moron!
Alright, we got it. If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. Wow, Kyoko knew that all along that the handbook didn't have anything to do with the murders or anything, but it's gonna be useful at some point, which is like right now. I'm sure Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point. It may not be related to the case, but it might come in handy anyway. Holy
Hifumi
crap,
he wanted
how
us
is
to know the
Kyoko
killer
so
if there's
goddamn
one
good at
person
this?
it would have to be you, Celeste.
Too fucking good.
Celestia Ludenberg!
How long do you plan to go?
I'm not pretending, and since
You have no way to contradict.
Bam!
No, that's wrong.
Bullseye.
That's it. The handbook.
Show us, girl.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. Yeah.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
Alright, show us, Celeste.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Okay, we gotcha. We gotcha, girl.
Celeste,
Come on.
can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
We promise we won't hurt you. Monokuma will.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
That's true.
Fine then. Let me settle it.
The real poker/gambling mentality.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
Alright, let's do it. The closing arguments. What the fuck? Why is this picture here? That's from the previous one. Right, so... Let's see. For some reason I really like to start at the end. Chips, what the fuck, chips? 1 AM, camera, ball. Alright, let's see. Let's try and figure this out. So, Celeste, blah blah blah, that's gotta be Celeste. Celeste was talking with Fumi, putting out a plan. They apparently came up with a plan. And, Hiro was there for some reason. Is that here? All the hammer stuff happened here later. Just as hammer 4. God damn it. So this is 10 past 7. Which was this, right? I think. Bloody Justice Hammer 4 because he killed him. Yeah, Hifumi killed Taka with it. Huh. This one doesn't seem as straightforward to me. I know the time. Oh wait. Time of 1 AM, Act 2, right? 1 AM, they asked Hiro to meet up. Hiro came, ambushed, drugged him. Is this when he woke up? No. I feel like 1 AM, he went in there, got hit in the head. Ouch. Yeah, okay. They put him in the suit, took a picture of him in the suit. Where was the picture? Here. Took a picture of him in the suit, pretending like, oh yeah, Hifumi is being dragged away. Right. So that's Act 2 done, Act 3 is done. I'm not sure about Act 1. And the only one that makes sense is like, oh, this potato chip, but I don't know about that. I feel like Hifumi is nervous about the plan. Let's go with that one for now. Alright, then we're in Act 3. Taka is like looking at the watch. The watch at this point, however, is nothing really. Justice Hammer 2, but Justice Hammer 4 is there. It was bloody at the end. I'm not sure which one that was. Shows the picture. That was at 10 past 7 or something around 7. Yeah, I remember that. Fumi's in the nurse's office. Grabbed the blood packets, put it all over himself, made it look like he was the one who was attacked. Yeah. Which one could that be? The bag? What is the bag though? I'm gonna put that there for now. Found out Hifumi's dead. Oh no! They found that Tako's dead. Oh no! And then Act 6 begins. This is the one with the tarp. He's rolling him up in the tarp. Yep, looking around, putting Taka in the tarp. And putting him in the repository. That's when, see, look at the cat, like the obedience Hifumi that he is, like, oh yes, anything for my master, sort of like that, you know? And that is this. That makes sense. The hammer, bloody hammer, yeah. Now the only one that we're missing is the first one. Oh no, we're missing this one too. That one and the first one, right? Oh no, we got the first one. We think he's nervous. So it's the one where he's waiting around for Taka. Justice Hammer 2, but it says 4 on there. So it's not that one. It's not the chips, it's not the bloody 3 either. Huh. What is he checking on his watch for then? It could be that... Which one is it? This one. This one doesn't fit. But it seems like he's checking his watch. But it's 7! At his watch, it clearly said that he died at 6, right? Especially because the note to Taka was to meet at 6. So I'm pretty sure Taka's the person that doesn't show up late. Like, it makes so much sense that there would be something with a watch here, but there's no watch here that says 6 or 7. I mean, that says 6 AM. It's only 7 or 1. 1 is definitely with Hiro, and 7 is the one with Celeste in here. Was it here? Yeah, where is she showing? I don't know about that one right now. God damn it. This one is really, not so straightforward. So here we check on the library. Which one was Hifumi attacked with? 2, right? Fumi was attacked with Justice Hammer 2. Because the first one was Celeste, and the second one that got attacked was Hifumi, which didn't result in him dying. I think that's how it works. This number doesn't match up, but it seems to be the most, like, I don't know. I feel like the first 3 acts are good. I'm not sure about this one, not 100%, but this one seems right, that one seems right, this one too. So let's reenact
Here's
it
exactly
first.
what happened.
And we'll point it, if there are mistakes, we'll fix them along the way.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him.
I remember when I was saying earlier, like, oh yeah, Hifumi carried Robo-Justice all the way from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor, but of course not. They met up in the rec room, so he was on the 3rd floor already to begin with. So yeah, that makes sense. That was stupid by me.
While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
But it said 7.
Finally,
There it's a 6 now.
They moved into the
really?
murder phase of their plan.
Everyone saw that, right? I'm pretty sure, unless I was looking at it really wrongly, it says 7, right? I have to angle my head. Oh, fuck me. It's because there are numbers on the... Fuck me. Oh my god. I can't even, you know, tell time properly. Because I was looking at it straight, and when you look at it straight, it looks like it's 6 or 7 past 7, right? But if you angle a little bit, it's 2 past 6. Oh my fucking god. Okay, well, that was my bad then again. But I still picked the right one.
They called Taka to the equipment room. and that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
I'm really not sure about this one. This one might be wrong.
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3
Ah, that's supposed to be Justice Hammer 3, right?
and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been
Of course,
brutally
because he was
murdered.
pretending to be killed by Justice Hammer 3. Why the fuck did I put the backpack there? Oh god. Oh god. Okay, that was a huge oversight. Damn, right. This
Here's
should be
exactly
fine.
what happened. While we did that, this was
Yeah, skip, skip, skip.
he took a blood and turned the room into a crime scene.
Damn.
He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Damn. Dang.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Dun dun dun. Celestial Ludenberg.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Complete.
I lost?
Yep.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Yasuhiro or something?
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Ha ha ha.
Keiko?
Keiko.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person Once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Well, case closed, I guess? Bam. What, I got a C? God dang it, what did I get a C for?